Lydia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
I had my auxiliary monitor on, and apparently that has a speaker too. So, and it wasn't working. I didn't know how to enable it. So we lost Jaya. I hope she dials in again. I just sent an email saying to try again. Hi, Nancy.
Should I call her?
Yeah, I wish I had her email. I had Jane. Yeah, Jane's there. She's coming back. Hi, Jane. Sorry about that. My microphone wasn't working, but so I just restarted the Zoom.
I'll call Joy.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Can you hear us, Jane? We can't hear you.
Is that better?
Yes, much
Okay.
better. Ah, there's Jaya. Good.
Good.
Okay.
You're in business.
So much sunlight coming in my window. I can't see
I
a
know, I'm
thing.
just saying, I can't get through my stuff to get to the blind to pull it down. It's so cluttered here.
Sorry about that, Jaya. I had to restart because my audio wasn't
I
working.
cannot hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you.
You can hear me. I can't hear you. I taught a class just an hour ago
Mhm.
and my audio worked.
Her computer
So-
must be on silent or quiet or whatever.
Well, there's no mute by. Can you just try muting and then unmuting again, Jaya?
Jaya,
I
do you
just
have a?
can't.
Oh, wait, she can hear. Can she
I'm
hear
looking
us?
at microphone selections. I have no idea. Maybe I'll call Jeff and see if he can help me with it. I guess just start and I'll see if I can come in. You
Just-
heard me, right?
We can hear
Yeah.
You
you.
hear what? Okay.
There's a chat, but I don't know. Okay. So I guess, do we have, yes, we have Jane. We can't see you, Jane, but as long as you can hear us.
Well, I can
that's good.
see you. What should I be pressing? Let's see
Um,
what's
You should.
thing that
there's a
looks like a
little
start video.
videos.
Here we go.
Sound isn't
Is that
working
better?
now. It worked
There you go.
perfectly.
Yes.
They-
With the sun
they can
glaring
hear
in your
me.
face.
They can hear you? Yeah, I know.
So let's not talk in case they start.
Jaya's tech support is on duty. Hold on.
Live.
Yeah, it thinks you're still on that. Now you go.
Thanks, Jeff.
Voila.
And
I'll send
can
you,
you hear us now?
I'll send you my bill, Jaya.
So tell us what you did so we can, if that happens again, we can help Jaya.
No, you need me. I can tell.
I wasn't trying to replace you.
No, I saw something he did that, you see, when I taught, yeah, when I went to volume, if I went back, there was a notice. I have a screen where I see the students larger on the screen,
Right.
and I was still hooked up somehow. It just interfered with me hearing this time, so,
Yeah.
okay,
That's what
Well-
happened to me when I went at first too.
okay, here we
Great.
are.
So here we are. Let's get started for our February 15th, 2022 Recycling Committee meeting to discuss the beverage bottle ban proposed by the Select Board. So let me share my screen and just pull up the document that I sent. Okay, can you see this recycling committee recommendation?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so
so
see
the,
agenda.
yes.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so the agenda is recommend changes to section 49, commercial single-use plastic water bottle ban amendment warrant article.
Mhm.
So if I go down here, we'll see the version that the select board voted on that will be in the warrant. And we discussed that having all beverages less than a gallon was a little too draconian, and we're trying to figure out what a middle ground is. So the proposal was to keep the water bottle ban as is. If we go up here, number 1 is sale of single-use plastic water bottles. That is as written
Christine?
originally.
All I see is the agenda with the Zoom link. I don't see any other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I
Yeah.
have to share again with that.
Are you talking about section 49, that one?
Yes. Can you
Yeah.
see it now?
Yeah, I have that.
Okay.
Well, I have it because I printed it out the first time it came, but there it is
Okay,
on the
good.
screen too.
So what's in yellow here is section 2 is, or paragraph 2, whatever.
Yeah.
Is something that Lydia and I were just discussing. We wanted to get ideas about. So we're proposing leaving plastic water bottles alone as is, less than a gallon is banned, and then having a smaller size for beverages, flavored beverages.
And we talked
And-
about maybe having a definition of flavored beverages.
Yeah, that's really hard because it's not a specific, it's not really a specific term at all.
Well, if it's, for instance, if it's an iced coffee, it's a cold, say a chilled coffee drink. Would that count as coffee or a flavored beverage? I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
literally,
I-
if it's not water, it's flavored, isn't it?
Yeah, all soda is flavored.
Well, juice, cider.
Most
that's not
juices
flavored.
are. Well, you'd be surprised, but nobody gets that technical with their food usually to really know.
Mhm.
Well,
Hmm.
one thing is that they had a non-alcoholic beverages. So we should probably add that in so that we don't muddy the waters too much. But Lydia and I were
Yeah.
talking about the fact that it'd be great if it included alcoholic beverages like nips.
Right.
But maybe
Yeah.
that's, so what they say, bottled non-alcoholic beverages, period. So that does make it easy, but so maybe I should add that back in. Any
I think
thoughts on
so.
that?
Yeah. However, wait a second, because it could be that having the nips and plastic bottles could be a good thing and something that might appeal to the voters. They might say, well, why isn't it in there? And I know the select board said, well, it could be done as a business license when one goes
Yeah,
to
I'm
get
just
a business
thinking, that's
license.
why I was thinking maybe just keeping it the way they had written it so that the whole NIPS thing is a separate discussion.
Is that a good idea, though? I mean, to have the nips in there, it is a plastic bottle, or at least nips in plastic
Right.
bottles, and let the glass ones alone.
Mhm.
How about considering simply the word liquid? Liquid in the bottles. We don't have to say which liquids, just the bottles are under certain size containing liquid.
Mhm.
That's going to include milk and
covers-
cider.
That covers everything.
Yeah, it covers too much. It covers milk, cider, things you don't want it to cover, I think.
Well, if it, I
Long
mean, it
term,
depends
we
on
won't.
what size it is. If it's like a single use size, like Jai was talking about, is that, I mean, single serve, like New York City did, just all plastic water bottles less than 21 ounces. So that includes pretty much the largest, like Coke bottle is 20 ounces for, grab and go, not the liter or 2 liter.
So single serve liquid, single serve bottles. Yeah, liquid, fit it in the sentence properly, but single serve liquid drinks, just single serve liquids.
So we could
Doesn't
just say
beverages-
single serve beverages other than water, because water has the less than 1 gallon.
Yes, that sounds very good. That is very all inclusive, and that can't be misunderstood at all. There's no way around liquid.
Right, I think that's good too.
Well, we could just use the same term, beverages.
Yeah,
Beverage is
implies
basically
drink,
something.
edible
drink.
liquid, but liquid could be dish soap too.
Yeah,
That's true.
You
I
know,
think we
but
want
it's
to keep
a whole
with
different
beverage.
ball
I
game.
guess they do have some small ones. Single serve dish liquid. Single clean dish. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Beverages does. It covers it well enough. I imagine it does.
yeah.
Yeah. Beverage, period. That's it.
So what we just said is a single serve beverage, plastic beverage bottle, less than 21 ounces,
Yeah.
other than water.
Yeah.
Say
Well, that will
non-water.
include small containers of milk and cider. And
Yeah, so
just
are
make sure
there,
you're okay with that, because the alternative is the carton of milk, small. But in cider, it would have to be probably in glass or
Don't people
aluminum.
usually buy cider in half gallon things?
Yeah. I don't know that cider is an outstanding thing that people buy. I hardly ever see it sold unless
Yeah,
you
You
look.
do
rarely
have it
sold
at the
below
marketplace. I mean, it's
but juice is pretty common in 16 ounces or something, 12 or 16.
Mhm.
In glass a lot.
Is it usually in glass?
Nantucket nectars,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And there
Well,
are
isn't this
some
what we're trying to
plastic.
encourage? People can use
Exactly.
glass, but not plastic. We're not
Yeah.
saying don't use it. It's just the plastic we're against.
Yeah. To cover milk, could we not have a little clause over there other than milk?
Well, milk has the cartons as well, even the pint and half pint cartons
Right.
like you used to get in
That's right. You don't have, absolutely. That's even more common, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, a
not as
smaller
much
milk
anymore. Yeah.
carton.
But
Well,
those
let's
plastic-
take it back.
Yeah, I think milk starts with the plastic at like half gallon maybe, or maybe
Yes.
a quart, I don't know.
Mm,
You can get the 16 ounce, like the chocolate milk and milk.
Okay.
But I don't know, like just the cream in 16 ounces in a carton.
Right. Carton.
Yeah, most of the milks, I know when I was teaching cheese making, and there were times I just looked at all the milks so I could further my info for talking in the classes, that I rarely saw milk in a plastic container other than the gallons.
Well, I can say that may be, but they do definitely sell it. Hood sells it. Sometimes I look for a small container of milk.
But then they could, if they can't get in plastic, they can buy it in a carton. They
could
do
sell
have,
it. Yeah, they could sell it.
that's the purpose, to get them
Right.
to buy the carton for resale.
But the
Ideally, they
carton's
could,
not recyclable either.
no.
Well,
Ideally, they'd have a refillable bottle, like they used to.
but
Those plasticized cartons are just as bad as plastic.
I don't know if they're just as bad when they're fabricating them. I think they're not.
Well,
From-
Olivia mentioned last time, which was a good point, is the whole life cycle of creating plastic. has a lot of ill effects environmentally. And to
Very
the
high,
community.
yeah, yeah.
And
We've
also
got to at least,
about
Go ahead.
80% of it's not getting recycled, close to 80% of plastic's
That's
not
true.
getting recycled.
that's true. Yeah,
Maybe 90%.
I guess I can say, because I'm a milk drinker, and if I'm
Yeah.
thinking back on grabbing snacks and going, over the years, we drink bottled water now, but I know like 3 years ago, if I was on the road, I would grab a chocolate milk, single serve, and
Mhm.
those were generally plastic bottles.
Mhm.
and
You
the
know, like
flavored ones,
like a
the
12
flavored.
ounce chocolate milk, even if I got the unflavored. But if I got a Happy Meal, now I'm confessing too much. And the chocolate milk, those were little half pint cartons,
Mhm.
kind of like the schools used to use. So they're
Yeah.
available. But the thing is, is Cumberland Farm going to go out of their way to stock it? Or,
They might have to.
if people
Yes,
ask,
that's-
Point.
That is the point. Yep.
That's
it
the
is a
point.
point.
They
But I
might
think-
have to.
I think somebody also pointed out, we don't want to make it so draconian that people fight against something and saying, oh gosh, milk is good for my child. And now you're telling me I can't get them a milk to go type of thing.
But the stores would have to change, and they do have access. It's about the
Right.
stores almost more than the shoppers, because the shoppers can only buy what the stores have.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's the businesses that, and I would say, go for whatever we think is going to get the business to have to do a little something, even if the point gets argued and it goes back and forth a little bit, rather than being too easy up front.
Yeah.
Try to appease the business a little. The whole thing is to edge the business so they have to make other choices.
Mhm.
There is one dairy in southern Massachusetts that sells milk in glass bottles. It's called Thatcher's.
Mhm.
And I think they sell it at an ice cream store in Wellfleet in the summertime.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
There's some others in Massachusetts. They're they're very expensive, and you'd have to return it to the same place you get it.
Yeah, in the larger containers, I've done that. The thing is, to make a change, if it changes and gets to be more prevalent, the price will come down.
That's right.
The whole tricky thing. If it's done more, if it's more commonplace, the price will come down. So
Mhm.
I'm
That would
trying
be-
to say,
yeah.
let's not be too afraid of anything.
Right.
No.
Let's gently push the edge.
Could have a line in there somewhere, or maybe just in the educational part of it about the possibility of refilling bottles again. Wouldn't that be nice?
I
Yes,
know.
that would be great.
Mm.
So what are some different proposals? So one of them, bringing in the single serve, it might be confusing to people because, the ban is single use.
I see, single use sounds good to me.
But anything can be single use. I've been on the road in past years where I buy a small bottle of a drink and I just keep using it for a month. I reuse it even though it's single serve.
Mhm.
So that's a real
Well,
big.
we could say single serving.
Well, serving
Beverages.
is even smaller than use. I thought you
Yeah.
also were going to put the ounces or, the measure.
Well,
So
we
Yeah.
are less than, that's true, it's
Every-
21 ounces. So we could just say
bottles under 21 ounces. you know.
plastic beverage bottles under 21 ounces other
Does
than
that
water.
does that make people like supersize? Supersize me. I'll take the one that's above 21. Then I'll take the even larger thing of Coca-Cola or whatever. Which you
Well,
don't
then
really
they'd be
want.
buying a liter, like if it was soda or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if if
That's
they
better.
will be buying
Is it
back.
better? I guess it's better. I don't know.
Well, you don't see, I mean, I guess it's what we have to do is figure out, well, what exactly are we focusing on? Is it,
See, the
you know,
easy
the
thing
litter
about
issue,
water, the easy thing about water is we can get water at taps everywhere.
I know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people for health reasons converted to water. So, you know, that was just an easy transition.
Right.
In terms of changing people's desire to have a Coca-Cola, you know,
Mhm.
that's not what we're going to accomplish right now.
Right.
It's
No, but
about,
we want Coca-Cola to be in bottles, glass bottles.
yeah.
And cans. I mean, you can
It's
still get them in
about-
cans
yeah.
and glass
Yeah.
bottles.
Yeah, cans. And I think that's what you do. You'd grab the can of Coke.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not different.
I noticed at the store that they're not really selling individual cans of even carbonated seltzer. But those they sell in 6-packs or 12-packs.
Um,
Rather than they don't sell them individual cans, which is
Right.
kind of too bad because that would be ideal. You can get the open water and the rainwater. Those were 2 brands that we identified in aluminum bottles, screw top bottles, which are reusable, resealable. But they're not
But they
right
can,
now.
I mean, that
selling-
can change too, though. I mean,
Yeah.
they can,
I think smaller
grocery-
places are providing, single cans. For instance, some of the sandwich shops in town do that. But the markets, or at least the marketplace right now, isn't providing it.
They don't have as much space to have the same choices as a big place. But one thing about saying, well, if they can't get a 20-ounce soda, they'll get a liter. Well, at least it's just one bottle, I think. Then 2 bottles of plastic and 1 cap versus 2 of those caps that are not, recyclable or something. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, it's not an easy one, but the use of saying not reusable, that you can't reuse it, you certainly can. And that's like a little loophole to get out through that.
mhm.
Would the
Because,
word individual, disposable, individual or
oh,
disposable?
yeah, it's all reusable.
Maybe just saying plastic.
Yeah, just plastic
Can is
Plastic,
good.
plastic beverage bottles of whatever.
under
size
this
it is.
size. Yeah, how's that?
I think that's good.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward.
So the things to decide on was, number one, to keep the water bottle ban as is less than 1 gallon. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next
Yeah.
thing was whether to include non-alcoholic or not.
I think might be a sweetener in a way for some to include alcoholic. That way you're not banning glass nips, but you are banning the plastic nips that seem to drive a
Right.
lot of people crazy.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Also, then Ryan and Mike might say, okay, so now you can have beverages that aren't alcoholic, but you can't have non-alcoholic. You can't have alcoholic beverages. I mean, if we were to, it'll make people drink alcohol instead of.
Well, it's the
whatever.
plastic we have to focus on, not the contents of the container.
Exactly. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah,
it should be
definitely.
everything that's in that size plastic bottle. We
Right.
want to ban it.
Yeah.
So,
That would include
Plastic is
the-
the enemy, not the booze for this particular.
Yeah,
Discussion.
yeah. If we narrow it to that,
mhm,
but the way you said it, Nancy, exactly. Now my mind is thinking of too many things. It just states it clean, beverage bottles under this quantity, this size.
right.
Plastic beverage bottles, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so does everybody agree that we want to include alcoholic?
Do you think that is
I thought we were not going to include anything. We're just talking about the receptacle.
muddling? Yeah. I think
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead,
just making
Katie.
sure that, because what the select board version specified non-alcoholic. So I just want to make sure we all
Oh.
agree that, like, we take that out and just say
Yeah.
plastic
Mm.
beverage bottles.
Yep.
Be prepared for
One thing
questions.
at a time, get strong, and give them one thing, and you start,
Okay,
yeah, if we start talking about too many things, we'll deal with the alcoholic ones at a future date.
you
Just
mean,
stay strong in one.
It's in there if you're just saying beverage at plastic bottles beverages in plastic bottles under a certain size.
then
That's
it includes
include
alcohol, right?
Plastic nips.
And that's okay
Yeah.
with everybody?
It's okay
Yeah.
with me.
We don't have to say
Great.
alcohol, do we?
No, we don't
Hmm?
have to describe we
Oh.
don't need to
No,
name
no,
the
I just want to
liquid at
make
all.
sure everybody agrees that our version, we
Oh,
took
yeah.
out non-alcoholic plastic beverage
Yeah,
bottles.
just leave that out.
Yeah.
Just-
Okay.
Good.
And
Oh,
then the next thing is size, whether it's less than 21 ounces or less than a liter or a gallon or a quart. So
I'm a little puzzled. Why are we focused on 21? Is that I mean, it's neither a pint nor a
well, that's
gallon.
New York City's ban does 21 ounces because there are the largest Coke soda bottle is 20 ounces.
Oh, I get you.
So if you
Okay.
want to sort of get all the sodas, then
Yeah.
21 seems to be.
And the
Then let's,
liter is considered like for a family.
Hmm?
Like
A
the
what?
liter or quart is considered, what we used to buy for a family.
Exactly, to take for home use, to take home and drink, not on the
Right.
go.
let's follow New York.
Yeah, I
And-
certainly would think
say
we wouldn't have as
21.
much
Yeah.
pushback with 21 ounces.
What'd you say? You agree
I
with
don't
the
think we'd have
21
as
ounce?
much pushback with 21 ounces.
Mhm.
With 34 ounces, then we're totally saying, so your milk and juice has to be in cartons.
Yeah.
plastic, for your family.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we want to go that route, but I'm not.
In the future, I think we've got to step on the first step
Mhm.
going up the ladder.
Right.
And I think I keep hearing 21. I would say go for 21. New York did. Yeah. But it's-
So
I
any
like the
other,
idea of a ban on plastic bottles, period. Myself.
well, we'll get there. We will get there, but don't freak the people out too much.
right. Yeah,
Older than you all. I
we don't
don't
want
have
to
much
mess
time
with,
left.
yeah, it's true. We don't want to mess, I mean, getting into dairy and juice and stuff.
Yeah.
is-
Yeah. Make
Kind of
it
a
clean,
minefield.
clear, and exact. Yeah.
So what are the other, does everybody agree on 21 ounce? Or Lydia, what do you think?
I guess I wonder about the small containers of cider and the small containers of milk. How that's going.
I don't know. The whole thing is the plastic. I agree with Jane. It's not what's in it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
It's the plastic.
Mhm.
And the companies will have to adapt. They'll just have to adapt.
I'd feel better if there was, say, a deposit on glass bottles of a certain size. That's
Nobody
not in
does
the
that.
works.
But
Yeah,
that's
people-
something that may come about at some point.
Yeah,
some
I'd feel,
bandit,
again,
right?
I'd feel better if that was something we were promoting, because there are bills, actively right now in the Mass legislature on that. And it's a
Yeah.
piece that we haven't really promoted, which we should, I
Right.
think.
Mhm.
I want to say one thing.
Yeah, soda deposits, you mean,
Yeah.
like expanding the
Right.
On
redemption.
everything, yeah, on anything that would be like, right now there's deposits on carbonated beverages, not still water, not still juice, not still anything.
But
But-
nobody is saving them and bringing them back. And
They
I
could
had,
if there was a deposit on it of 10 cents or a quarter. They
yeah,
could-
they would.
Mhm.
maybe, but the businesses have to have the space to hold all that stuff. And I know I had a small cafe many years ago, and I really had just so, and it wasn't that tiny, but I had just so much space. And when I think of the stores have so much to deal with already, I know they don't want it because I heard somebody talking in line anyway, I don't want to go into that. But that means the store has to hassle. And that's giving them one more thing that they're not going to want. They're going to need storage for
But
those.
environmentally, if the bottles are getting refilled, isn't it better than producing, other
If they
disposable
were,
bottles?
yeah.
Yeah, if the stores
The way it
will
used to
do
be.
it. But
Yeah,
that's more work for them, more work and more storage.
Mhm.
But the
Like the,
universal bottle bill,
it's-
like in Maine, didn't that have like redemption centers where you don't have to just bring stuff that is sold
Yeah,
at a
you-
particular store
you
back?
just have, you just have these bags that you put
Uh-huh.
all of those redeemed things in. And then you put it in there and you don't even, you don't even have to wait for them to count it. And you will then
Okay.
get a credit on your Clink account. I
Yeah.
think you
So
still,
it doesn't have to be, but is it a thing like, like you can't bring a beer bottle back to Stop and Shop because they don't sell?
no.
Not that kind of thing?
These Clink centers, you can bring
Okay.
everything that you
Right.
got that has anything that has a main deposit.
Okay.
You might, I think if you paid 5 cents a deposit, I think you get 4 cents back, but it's a lot easier. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
see.
Like,
Right.
so someone like me, I'm more likely, that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be easier than jumping around to a bunch of different stores and waiting and, plowing
Right.
through it. So
Yeah.
Are
they
they pretty accessible in Massachusetts, these places where you redeem?
They have them in Orleans, there's a liquor store there that has it. I don't think there's one in Provincetown. Although Stop and Shop has, I think, and Vipco is a company that has these vending machines where you
Mhm.
deposit your bottles.
Yeah.
And
Shaw's have them too.
and you put it in and then you get a receipt and you go through the line and
Right.
and get your
put your
money.
money.
So,
Anyway, that is for another day. I mean, that's another conversation.
yeah,
Right, but
I mean, my
we can talk
hesitation
about-
with the putting any exemptions in, then people would keep saying, well, what about coffee? What about tea,
Yeah.
iced tea? What about this? What about that?
Mhm.
Let's keep it strong. If we deliver one thing, I think anyway, it has more strength, and then the others will start working on.
Mhm.
Right. And right
Sounds
now, a
good.
lot of the coffees do come in glass because I think they don't taste very good in the plastic. So we're,
Cans.
I think if we just keep it under 21 ounces plastic,
Mhm.
that's a great first step. And
Yeah.
the other
Right.
issue, like refill is quite a bit down the road. That's
It
like
is, yeah.
1 or 2 products at a time,
Mhm.
I know
Yeah.
that Ipswich Pale Ale used to do that. They'd sell these big gallon glass things. And if you bought your beer in that, it was a $3 deposit and you'd have to bring it back to the liquor store and presumably they were then sanitized and refilled. I don't see them anymore. So I don't know if that fizzled out or
They
what.
still have those. Cape Cod Beer does that. They're called growlers. The big, big old jug.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how.
I'm just modifying what we've discussed and see if that, whoops, looks like what we've discussed and whether we should vote on it. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna just try to share the screen again.
Oh, at Friends, I saw a coffee from a Brewster coffee maker in a can.
Nice.
Okay. Yep.
Oops, that's the wrong one. That's not what I wanted to share.
One of those pages, I wish I could remember, had one tiny typo. Instead of tap with a P, it
Yes,
had.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you had it. Okay. Okay.
Well, I saw it, but I don't remember where it was now. I remember thinking about it.
Yeah, it was the 4th line down on the first page of the last piece that we got.
Okay,
Okay.
that's one of my, P's and B's are very problematic for my brain. So,
But everyone knows what we mean.
yeah, I'll check. So, Oh, yeah, it could be up
But-
here where we talked about, it's probably right in here, sale of non-alcohol, ban on plastic bottles since, oh, tab water.
Yeah, that was the one.
Water.
That was the one. Now, this here, what you put in, I thought we were gonna drop single use because these are not single use. None of them are.
Well,
Or to even say single serve.
yeah, the original bottle ban was called single use, and so it,
Do we have to keep it? Because there's a loophole there, a huge
Yeah,
one for
yeah,
businesses.
Except we have the definition. And so we could say a single use, all it says is it is a beverage container made from any kind of plastic resin.
Beverage, plastic beverage bottles, less than
Okay.
21. Why can't we say it that way?
say it what way?
Plastic, just say, plastic,
Beverage bottle.
plastic beverage bottles under 21 ounces, period.
Do we
So
need
the
both?
unlawful-
Do we need clause 1 and clause 2? I thought if we're not, if we're going after plastic water bottles, don't we just need one of those?
Well, it's the size restriction. I mean,
Gallon.
plastic, I mean, water bottles, we have less than 1 gallon is what's already on the books
Okay.
because it's available, tap water is available.
Yeah,
So this is just targeting bottles of smaller size.
right. Just beverage bottles,
Mhm.
but they're not single use.
You're absolutely right, Jaya, but at this
Yeah.
point, that's the name of the bylaw.
So
So-
everyone knows what they mean by that. They just are,
Yeah, because we have the definition there. It's a
Okay.
plastic bottle is a beverage container made from any type of plastic resin.
yeah, okay. Okay, as long as that isn't used as a loophole.
So
That's what
what you're envisioning is that they could make a sturdier plastic bottle that would be considered beyond single use, or?
Like they did with the bags.
Yeah, if we could drop single use, if we don't say single use, they won't put it through if they want to.
No, I'm just saying for consistency, it's called the commercial single-use plastic bottle ban. And that was
Yeah,
all over the Cape when they started it, and it's,
so you have to use the name they gave it to keep it consistent. Is that it?
I think keeping it consistent is
Okay,
because clause
I would-
1 is sale of single-use plastic water bottles, clause 2 is sale of single-use
all right,
plastic beverage bottles.
yeah. Because
Oh, and it doesn't say
any
here.
business can override that. They can say, these aren't single use. You can put something else in this bottle and keep using it. So that's my only hesitance, that a business could legally say, this isn't single use. So that's all I'm
But
thinking.
I think that our definition would make that unlikely.
Okay,
It's not you're not saying that this just applies to a plastic bottle that you use once and throw away. If you reuse it, then it doesn't apply to it. I don't think that's
okay, go for it. I think you understand it better than I do, the way it's been used. So, yeah, I think you do. So,
yeah. I mean, it is a confusing, it's not a legal term or
or
logistically
factual. Yeah, or
Yeah.
factual,
Yeah,
because all
yeah.
these are,
Right.
but yeah, you understand it. You know what you're doing. Go for it.
But
And
if
your
you,
patience. Thank you for your patience and
Of course, we want to hear everybody's opinions.
but can I just say, if we're just using the volume, you need to say single use. You've already defined that it's a volume. So why not just use plastic bottles of less
Well,
than
single
1
use
gallon?
doesn't have to do with the size though. I mean, as Jaya was saying, a single, you
No,
know.
I know,
single
but
serve.
so it's meaningless. Why put it in at all?
Because it's part of, well, you're basically amending the existing bylaw, which from sustainable.
Would it do that though if I
Well,
mean, under the heading
the
sale
title of the
single-use-
bylaw is single-use plastic.
I
bottles.
get it. It's the
Okay,
title.
okay, okay. It just seems
Yeah.
it's one more thing for people to argue about, though, isn't it?
Well, we
Is
have to
it?
define the size anyway.
Yeah. And
No, I
call-
know that. We have to define the size so that.
Well, you
it-
think they'd argue about the
we're playing
single-use
with you.
term?
I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible so people can't pick it apart. We want to reduce the use of plastic bottles of less than 1 gallon, don't we?
beverage, you have to say beverage because like somebody else pointed out, dish liquid can come in something small. So we're just at least trying to hit
Well,
the beverages.
Okay. Okay, well, but you could put that stuff in bottles too.
Eventually, but I really think if we can get
Okay,
them.
I get it. I get it.
The bottles go by quicker day by day. The dish liquid and stuff, you know, it goes by a few weeks or something.
Yeah, I mean, we're targeting stuff that is usually used once and it's gone.
Okay.
It has a very
Okay.
small life
Yeah.
cycle, life of use.
You could say
Um,
disposable, but I don't think you want to get into that either.
No.
Because, right, that's the same issue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing you could do is leave the heading, sale of single-use plastic beverage bottle, but
Mhm.
then say it shall be unlawful to sell beverages in plastic bottles of.
Oh,
less
get
than
rid of
1
this
gallon.
one?
Yeah. That's a
I
good
mean,
way
if
to
you want,
do it.
I mean, I
Sure.
don't see a big problem in keeping it, but if you wanted to try that and. see if
Yeah.
it passes
Yes,
muster.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
much
still
better.
use the header.
Much
Excellent.
better. Much
Okay.
better.
Good thinking,
Okay.
Nancy.
We might want to just check with, well, I'm sure this will go by the administration because there might be a reason why you repeat.
Well,
We'll
they may,
find out.
yeah,
Yeah.
Let's find out. Let's just put it in like that.
okay.
Let's be really gutsy with this. Politely gutsy.
Okay, so, I
Well, if
make
you're
a-
taking it out,
are we-
if you're taking it out there, you'd need to take it out under section 4 too, wouldn't you? Sales or distribution of non-carbonated unflavored drink water in plastic bottles. Take out the single use there too.
Those are the
Yeah.
exemptions.
We're keeping we're not changing the water bottle rule, though.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that
that-
section 4 is just for the water bottle.
Yeah, I mean, I
Flavored
think
drink
we're
water.
not gonna touch that, I think.
Yeah, I agree. We're just adding a new one and we're taking out water bottle. We're taking out water from
Yeah,
the title of the bylaw.
I think when we present this, I think we should just keep that the language the way it was and do strike throughs and things so you can see what we're taking out.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just for the purposes of our discussion. Let's see,
Yeah.
I agree. So we should go back to and do it the way they did, like this.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
we can do that. They took out the section numbers. I guess they felt that that was
redundant.
redundant because there are sections in the bylaws and they didn't
Yeah.
want that to be confusing. So that's okay with us.
Right.
Yeah, I just, we don't want to get into any arguments about things that aren't really
Mm-mm.
useful. I mean, if we go and change this to single use and take it out here, then there could be a lot of discussion about why are we doing this and blah, 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 blah.
I think, yeah, I would put the single use back in there if you're going to have it in the line above, just because that's seems like a standard way of formatting it, the bylaw and the amendments and things.
Because it's up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then strike it after? Or are we back to calling it single use again?
Because you've got it in the heading in the title of the section of the amendment too. And
And you have to keep it in the title? Am
well,
I
it seems
correct?
like that's That's the format of the
That's the format, yeah.
bylaws.
We could change the format. Could we not?
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, you could change it, but you want to change it in all of the whole document and the general bylaws?
Yeah, just, I would be for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But do we really think, I mean, yes, it's a
Let's do it.
preference, but we started with, what sustainable practices proposed the same language for all the towns, starting with the municipal bans and then then the commercial bans. So it has this history of being.
Well, it
always-
has its history, but commercial plastic bottle ban looks good to me.
Yeah, I mean, history has its life. And there are times
Yeah.
to change history.
Yeah,
It should be consistent, no matter, I mean, if you're gonna take out single use, then take it out above and below.
Yeah.
Or
that would
keep
be
it-
I
nice.
agree it's not a useful term, but it's not, what's really important is, I mean, it doesn't change the meaning of what we're trying to say, does it?
Well, it limits it. It says that multiple use, you be okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
If
think
you
it's
can-
key. I think it's absolutely key to get rid of that single use thing.
I do too. It's a big loophole for, big companies like Cumberland and stuff like that, and the coffee place at the corner where I live. That is such a loophole.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
definition says specifically that it is a beverage container. But I tell you what, why don't we vote on it and then, Olivia is here. And then we can decide, we can vote separately on revamping it without the term single use
Okay.
as a separate vote. How about that?
Mhm.
I'll tell you what, whoever would like to make a motion for what to vote on. I mean, we can do it in two steps, or we can say as written and then do a separate vote on just changing the single use.
Okay,
I'm
whichever.
fine
would
with
work
either
better.
one myself. I'm fine with either one.
Me too.
I
Okay.
guess, is the select board, are they going to get more into arguing stuff about it if we change that language? Like, might this
That's
be
what I'm
nice
worried about.
to get the nips through too? Because like we're
Yeah.
sort of like surreptitiously, we got rid of the words carbonated, non-alcoholic or whatever.
Right. Yeah. That's what my concern is that we might, are you there, Olivia?
Just muted.
I can ask her to unmute.
How can she vote if she didn't hear what we were talking about?
Well, we would reiterate what we're voting on. But maybe she's not, maybe she doesn't have her audio on. So why don't we go ahead and, yeah, my concern is that, like you say, we're asking them to change it to include alcoholic beverages and.
Olivia's just put a notice up saying she can hear us.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure what that means.
I want to know if she's been listening to what we've been talking about.
I'm on a work.
computer.
Oh, I'm on a work computer. She says. So I don't know what that means.
Okay, yeah,
Might
so
limit
she's
things.
on a different computer. Okay.
Hmm.
Is that her chat?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just coming up on my screen. I don't.
Yeah,
I haven't
that-
contacted on it.
It's her chat. I see it. It's her chat.
Sorry, I can hear you. I'm on a work computer. Okay. I'll just, we're going to vote. I'll keep it open so that our discussion, Olivia, has been about what's on the screen right now. And we were just about to take a vote on what's written here. And we are including alcoholic bottles, alcoholic beverages. And we are just specifying all kinds of plastic beverage bottles of less than 21 ounces. So we're targeting the what people just grab and toss on the fly or on the go. So does anyone want to make the motion, or should
I
I?
move we accept this current adaptation of section 2 of section 49.
Okay. All those in favor?
Second, I'll second it.
Okay. And
Olivia votes yes, she says.
okay,
But she didn't hear why we were changing, why we were considering changing. So, okay, just go for it.
yeah, I think so. Okay, so Christine, yes. Lydia?
Yes.
Nancy, yes.
Yes.
Jaya,
No,
you're voting no.
yeah.
And Jane?
Well, I'm a sort of no too in a way.
Okay, because of the single use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
makes it 4 to 2. Is that right? There's 6 of us.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Olivia is 6. Okay, so it is 4 to 2. So the two no, so the 2 no's are, so what you would want to do, Jaya and Jane, is to, from the beginning of section 41 up here, take out the single use
It's
term.
yes, yeah.
Yes, because they're not single use. They can, it can be argued, definitely.
Just to cut down on loophole stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So what do people think about taking another vote?
I think
With
it's fine to do that. I can see it working either way, you know.
I mean, the important thing, it'd be nice to get all of us agreeing on it, and if it takes removing single use, it doesn't matter to me.
Commercial plastic bottle bin.
So what that would mean was removing it from the existing bylaw, and then taking it out of any mention of single use. And then we would change the definition to saying a plastic bottle is a beverage container made from any type of resin.
Do you need that section at all? Do you need section 3 at all? Plastic bottle of less than 21 ounces is pretty clear.
A beverage bottle, beverage container, plastic beverage container.
Okay, a plastic beverage container, a plastic. So, well, we're just calling it a plastic beverage bottle, right? A plastic beverage bottle. There. Is that what you were saying?
Or I
Is a
wonder if you
beverage-
even need beverage.
is a
Plastic, yeah. Oh, you want by? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Non-beverage because
You don't need beverage twice.
Is a container made from any type of plastic resin.
Mm-hmm.
that sounds good.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
alrighty. Should we take another vote on same as before, but taking out single use?
Yeah, I think the reason why sustainable practices might have had it in there in the first place was not to ban refillable plastic beverage bottles. That's my guess of why it was in there in the first
Right,
place.
okay.
Like
So,
Nalgene bottles.
You still got it in section 2 on my copy.
yeah,
the
I'm
yellow
just
one.
going up to, so do we want to
Okay.
rename this then, the commercial
Yeah.
plastic beverage bottle ban?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Commercial
then
plastic.
sale of plastic water
Bottle ba-
bottles and sale of plastic beverage bottles.
Beverage bottles.
Yeah.
And then there's
take
single
out-
use inside
up.
the paragraphs.
Down a bit.
Water
Okay,
in
there too.
plastic
Yeah, good,
bottles
good,
And in
good.
plastic bottles
Yeah.
and sales of water
There's
in
another one.
bottles. Okay,
Good.
alrighty. So
Good
I
job,
propose a
Christine.
motion to approve our recommendation to remove single use from section 49
I propose that.
and add a paragraph for sale of plastic beverage bottles. It should be unlawful to sell beverages in plastic bottles of less than 21 ounces. Enforcement will begin May 1st, 2023.
You don't want to have it be after the
would-
summer? Or why May 1st?
I don't know, that's what they had done.
Okay, I would have maybe done.
Well, you've
September.
said May 1st twice there. Did you mean to?
It says enforcement will begin May 1st, so I think it's effective and enforcement.
Oh, I see. It's yes, there's the law and then there's the enforcement.
Yeah, yeah.
Wellfleet's not great on enforcement of anything.
No.
Yeah. Well, we're
Okay,
trying.
does anyone want a second that version?
Well, I would second that.
Okay, all those in favor, Christine, yes,
Lydia, yes.
Nancy, yes.
Nancy, Jaya,
Yes.
Jane, yes.
Yes.
And I don't know if, sorry, later, yes.
Olivia's yes. she said.
Olivia, yes. All righty, so that's 6-0. All righty, we have accomplished something.
Good job.
Well done. Well
So
done.
I guess the next step, we'll send this, we'll do a version, Lydia, like you requested with just the redlining, and then send it to the select board.
Yeah, the strike throughs. I don't like the term redlining in anything.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, showing the strike throughs, yes. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Leah, do you have a version of it that we can do the strike throughs on? I thought we had that the other day, but I couldn't find one. It was editable with the strike throughs. Because we just
Yeah.
got,
Right. I think we just copied it from a PDF.
oh yeah, in Google Drive and then down there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'll see if I can find that one. All righty. I think
Okay.
that concludes our business. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Gotta
Okay,
adjourn,
take care.
guys.
A good
Bye-bye.
piece of work,
Christine,
everybody.
adjourn.
Oh, adjourn. Okay, we're
Oh.
motion to adjourn.
Anybody, everybody.
Everyone
We're
says yeah.
adjourned.
Okay.
All righty. Take care, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Thank
Stay
you.
well.